Salut à celui qui vient d'arriver. N'hésite pas à mettre un petit pouce bleu, ça fait toujours plaisir, ça coûte rien. Hop là. Moi je m'attaque pas à eux parce que depuis tout à l'heure ils me fait bugger.
Done. It's alive. It's alive. And it needs a name. I shall call you Lisa.
Non. Je suis là, moi. Non, ça va là.
It's locked.
Tu vas voir quand tu vas te mettre à Vampyr. C'est la merde des fois.
Good evening. Tell me, Thelma, why do you feel so attached to Mr. Elwood? Why him?
I'm not sure, Doctor. I think we have a bond of some sort. We've both suffered so much. He's the only mortal I find interesting.
Do you plan to make him a vampire too?
Of course not. How could I inflict my curse on anybody else? I'm not that cruel, Doctor.
Would you say you and Mr. Elwood are romantically involved?
No. No, Thomas is a delicate soul. Even though he disguises it. But I am not the woman he needs. No, for I am a vampire, Doctor.
Do you require my services, Miss Howcroft?
My condition cannot be understood by you, mortal. This curse is beyond...
Well, until the day science finally...
Thank you, Doctor.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities. Good evening.
And good evening to...
Tell me, Thoreau, what's the real cause of your dislike for Dr. Ackroyd?
He refuses to admit that your blood transfusion technique is the only way to save Mr. Fiddick. I'm convinced we must use it.
What Dr. Ackroyd really said is that you lack the skill to perform this operation efficiently. Is there anything you have to say about this?
It's a false conceit. Dr. Ackroyd secretly envies your reputation. His jealousy blinds him. I'm not the real target here.
Do you need my medical attention?
Would have been.
There is no shame.
Many doctors I have known.
Goodbye, doctors. Your son asked me to find this letter, Mrs. Goswick. However, I thought it would be preferable to give it to you.
I already know what I'm going to read. Mortimer, why are you acting in this way? I have done everything I can to help you, but it's not enough.
We will talk about this letter later. I understand that you need some privacy.
Before you leave, take this for your trouble. Thanks to you, my son still has a future. Perhaps.
I have read your son's suicide note. It was not an impulsive gesture, nor was it his first attempt.
He threatened to kill himself a few times before. But I never thought he would dare to punish me this much.
Punish you? Why?
I've known for a long time he was not happy with his life. But I always hoped he cared enough to avoid making me suffer like this.
Mortimer is extremely vague as to his motivations for committing suicide. Tell me more about what you know.
As you say, Mortimer had no reason to die. All he said to me was that he wanted to make the world a better place, but couldn't.
What do you think he meant by making the world a better place?
Mortimer has always been a sensitive soul. He wouldn't talk to anyone for months after his father passed. It's like he carries everyone's sadness with him.
Why did your son feel so useless when facing the world?
I think it was more that he could only see the melancholy facets of life. He couldn't help but dwell on such things.
Do you realize your son could try to kill himself again? He might succeed next time.
I think about it every minute. But I won't stop fighting for my son's future. That's how much I love him.
You're right. Your son's death was not fatal. And unlike many on their own, he is lucky to have you by his side.
I can't give up on him. I just can't. I have conceded many times in my life, but giving up on my son is something I am incapable of.
you require medical attention?
Do you know you're the only one who's asked me this? No. I don't feel well, actually.
Despite what you think about this place, I can tell you with absolute certainty, taking this will help you recover.
Well, at least your reputation seems well deserved. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for this hospital.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick. Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't need...
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
I've read your letter, Mortimer. You wrote about an unbearable feeling of despair, while the world crumbles around you. Tell me more about it.
There's nothing more to say, really. It's hurtful, it's unbearable, and I don't ask anyone to understand what I feel.
Don't you see how lucky you are? You're rich, you're in good health, and you have a loving mother. You're simply drowning in self-pity.
Leave me alone then, Doctor, and let me drown myself.
Your mother won't let you down, Mortimer. Don't you share her hope for a better future?
No. I don't.
Won't you even try?
Do you want me to promise you I'll get better? Do you want me to tell her the same thing? I could, but it would not change anything.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
I'm alright. Make some time with me.
Like a book. Keep anything from.
Good evening, Mr.
Good evening, Doctor.
You seem worried about the safety of your family. And it's obviously the reason why your wound troubles you so much.
I cannot give up on my children now. They both need me living.
What about their mother, if I may ask?
She died in 1915 during one of the first Zeppelin raids. We never found her body.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army. Building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. The truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Helen didn't bring them with her that night.
Bora.
Is there anything else?
Really?
Unfortunately, you are not the only person who needs help. And complaining about it won't do you any good.
Well, perhaps you're right, Dr. Reed. I'm sure if me missus was still alive, she wouldn't be happy with me going on like this.
Goodbye for now.
You always knew the word as for me, what a blundering idiot.
I'm quite busy right now.
What do you think of Dr. Tippett's opinion of your promotion, Waverly?
Tippett is a good practitioner. Maybe just a little too attached to his prestigious position at the Pembroke Hospital.
Really? That's exactly his diagnosis of you. A little too eager to get promoted? A little bit too proud?
He has the right to think so. But I deserve this promotion. And I don't consider it anything but well earned.
Do you need my assistance?
Don't be ridiculous. I'm capable of dealing with this myself. I've just not taken the time to do so.
Then you are lucky that
I wish this hospital could have received as much attention from...
Thank you for...
You have all seen things.
Good evening, Doctor. Do you need medical... The proximity... Don't take... And that is... Please show me what you have.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really.
Good evening.
So you were the proverbial wolf amongst the sheep, sir. I should have killed you for the sake of many.
Good evening, Doctor.
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
My sweet girl. Reads me like a book.
I die before my son. I die before my son. No. He needs me so much. So much.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me...
Good evening.
I'm okay.
Je suis en train de buter tout le monde dans l'hôpital.
feel the peace I was looking for. Mother, were you right all along? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Daily route.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening.
Soldier,
Not really.
as long as you remain here, I will make sure you don't have to worry about your health.
Don't think you can do much about it. Damage is done.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Discuss on every street corner.
I'm... I can't die. Not now. Pembroke needs me. All those poor people.
It's locked, all right. It's locked, all right. It's locked. It's locked.
Hello, Jonathan. How are...
Complicated.
Yes.
Does the Brotherhood of St. Paul know anything about the...
Well, I'm afraid that's unlikely.
Who could answer me then?
Usher Talltree, our current...
Do you know Aloysius Dawson, the famous tycoon, is well versed...
No, I did not. But that is...
But Aloysius Dawson is only a rich merchant.
Yes, richer than Croesus. Wealth is...
Did he contact the Brotherhood of St. Paul? Try to join your group?
It would not surprise me, but I am certain he's never been a member.
It looks like the...
It won't be an easy task, my friend. This disease...
Do you not think epidemiology could be helpful in this matter? to retrace the origin of infection through time and topology.
If anyone can perform such a miracle, it will be you, Dr. Reed.
Since this epidemic is evidently linked to the vampire curse, we must find the original carrier to understand where it comes from.
I admire your logic, Jonathan, but be careful. Rationality, when it comes to your kind, is not always a reliable lens.
Thank you for your...
You're gonna be fine. We're here.
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you know that Nurse Hawkins is thinking of leaving the hospital?
That's not a surprise. We've talked about it already.
Does it not bother you?
Sometimes I think she may be right. We should run away while we can. Question is, where can we go? Where is it safe?
Do you need any medical...
I'm afraid
Our job...
That's easy.
I'd like to see...
Wise choice, Dr. Reed.
But the suffering continues.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good.
I knew I should have fled this rotten city with Milton since the first day of the contagion.
I cannot enter. It's locked. It's locked. It's locked, all right. Good evening.
Good evening, Doctor.
According to the report I read, your unprofessional conduct put a patient in danger, Gwyneth.
That's not true. I know when my patient's life is at risk, and I'm more competent than a lot of doctors that I know. Problem is, I'm a woman.
I don't see what your gender has to do with your abilities, nurse.
Yes, nurse. Because I'll never be a doctor, no matter what my skills. I could make a decision that could save a life, but oh no, that's unbecoming conduct.
Have you heard of Elizabeth Blackwell? She was the first woman listed on the UK Medical Register. Change is slow, but it will come. And you will always have my support.
To have the right to study shouldn't be determined by sex, skin, or wealth. That's all I'm saying.
Do you require medical assistance, nurse?
I will be fine, as soon as I can get some sleep.
Nurse, you won't be able to help people if you're sick.
I'll try, Doctor.
Goodbye, nurse. Good evening.
Dr. Reed.
Do you need any medical assistance?
Yes.
I
appreciate...
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett. Good evening.
Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Hey, Doc.
You're lucky.
This place is full of sickness and...
Consider yourself...
Don't play the in...
I'll leave you.
Sorry, sir. No admittance.
Good evening, Miss Ashby.
And good evening.
I'm
A few days.
Where is it?
It.
Goodbye, Charlotte.
She's been quite.
Good evening, sir. May I have your attention, please?
Come on, Johnny. Don't you recognize your oldest friend?
Clarence. Clarence Crossley. How are you? My God. So you survived the war too. So sorry I didn't recognize you at first.
I almost didn't recognize you either. War does that to men, I heard. In my case, it was true, for I witnessed the horror that lies underneath.
When did you escape the war and return to London?
You know what's funny? I almost never think about the war. Not anymore. I'm involved in another kind of battle now.
I know what you mean. I haven't had much time to think about the war either since my return.
Of course. With the epidemic, I bet you've been busy as well. Forgive me, Johnny, I didn't want to sound selfish.
What is this new battle?
I saw terrible things during the war. Horrors I thought I'd forget. They're here too. They're everywhere. Vampires.
How is your wife, Venus?
We've spent so much time away from each other, and so many things have happened.
But you're alive. You returned in one piece, and you have a family. How many soldiers can say the same?
Believe me, it's not quite that simple. Unlike you, I'm not the man I used to be.
Is everything all right at home? Surely Venus was relieved to see you return from France in one piece.
Have you forgot what people are like in this part of town, Johnny? Venus fears for our family reputation. Now her husband has become the village idiot.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Can you help me?
Infection is everywhere these days. But if you ever go to the park near that swanky house belonging to the Mullaneys...
Yes? What about the Mullaneys? What about their house?
Not enough noise for a big family with children. Not enough movement. Closed doors. What is going on in there? I wonder.
Do you need medical assistance, Clarence?
It's a little late for visiting hours, don't you think?
What can I say? I haven't lost my old habits.
I hope we're talking about the same habits, old friend.
You need some rest, Clarence. You should try to sleep. Hello? Is anyone there?
Jonathan, is that you? I did not know you were back in London. Oh, my dear Johnny. I'm so sorry for your loss. Mary was such a sweetheart.
Thank you, Venus. May I come in?
I was going to bed, actually.
I'm sure you can spare me a few minutes. For old time's sake.
Of course you may enter, Jonathan. I'm so sorry for your loss, Jonathan. You know that you are always welcome here. At this hour of night. I remember when Mary...
It's locked. No invitation is needed to enter this building. That can't be a good sign. No sign of a struggle. It seems Charlotte's friend knew the killer and let him in. Emily wanted to become a vampire. Something must have gone wrong. Someone bit blood. I should follow the trail.
Hello, John. At least you survived the Great War.
It's a pleasure to see you again, Venus.
So you returned from the war in one piece too. Thank God. My Clarence is back home too.
How is the old rascal?
Probably outside, chasing ghosts and chimeras. Clarence has changed a lot since he returned from the war, you know.
How have you been since the last time we met? How long has it been? 3 years now?
I've done my duty, like all British women. You have no idea what it was like to wait for months without knowing if I'd still be a wife or a widow.
I understand. Luckily, this part of town has been saved from the worst of the bombings, from what I've seen.
Yes, and it's also true about the epidemic. The flu has killed here too, of course, but not on such a large scale as in other parts of town.
Have you noticed anything peculiar about the neighborhood recently?
You mean except for your return to town? No. Oh, and again, Jonathan. Please accept my condolences for your sister.
Why is my return so surprising?
It's more an unexpected happy end than a surprise. You and Clarence, back from the war. You have no idea how hard it's been for me.
Thank you, Venus. It was so sudden. And I've been so busy, I haven't spoken to anyone about it.
I wish I could have assisted at the funeral, but you know, it's been so quick. And what with the epidemic in the streets?
There's no need to apologize, my dear. It's normal, considering the circumstances.
No, it's not. I am sure that Clarence has not even thought to present you his condolences. He is too busy with his penny dreadful stories.
Venus, why do you worry so much about your family's reputation?
Everyone laughs at Clarence now. And they avoid me because they believe I share his insane opinions. I'm a leper in my own community.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual?
The McPhersons. I heard they locked themselves in their own house.
They could just be afraid of getting sick.
Perhaps you're right. But if I were you, I'd pay them a visit. A big house, reachable through a courtyard, to the north of the railway bridge.
Do you need my medical?
No thanks, Jonathan.
Goodbye.
I remember when Mary came here with her husband and her son. They were such...
They're all around you.
Support the equality between men and women.
That building is under quarantine. Could this be what I'm looking for? It's locked.
It has been such a long time since I last went to the...
Good evening.
I never judge a man by his time.
Well, I must have...
Welcome, Doctor.
How is the
Life is good.
Are you not?
Oh, I'm...
You cannot expect the news...
Well, that's news then. But I...
Is it not a little too...
On the con...
So you...
Oh.
But what...
Please.
What can you...
I recently...
Find...
Oh.
I'm up...
Really?
Do you have any family nearby?
Not since my parents.
Wesh.
Really?
I'm afraid the
London...
I use that...
Là, tu peux le dire.
I'm investigating this...
Not really.
Thank you.
They have a house.
I may have a look at your...
Tu devrais y jouer. Il est vraiment bien. Tu devrais y jouer, il est vraiment bien. Comment tu sais que j'achète? Ah, tu me regardes sur l'œil? Non, tu regardes pas là. J'achète des pièces pour les armes. Je sais plus. Je crois que oui, mais je suis pas sûr du coup. Je t'entends. Je sais pas. Tout dépend si t'as réglé ton micro. Putain, je dois aller dans cette maison là, mais je sais pas par où passer. Non. Je sais pas comment faire en tout cas. Putain, faut que je rentre dans la baraque, mais pas... Ok. Pourquoi? Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Oh putain, je suis rentré. Enfin. Alors là, il y en a un 25, 26. Ok. Là, j'ai des sacrés pouvoirs maintenant. Je suis niveau 30. Ouais. Ah mais c'est parce que là j'ai fait un carnage dans la ville. Si tu regardes le live avant, tu vas voir. J'ai niqué tout un hôpital. Non, c'est la barre verte. La barre rouge, c'est notre son. Ah, il y a un squad.
This is despicable.
Regarde. Ah ouais, j'adore. Ouais. Pour me donner du sang. Tu vas voir. Ouais bah oui. Oh, bah oui. C'est bien d'être célèbre. Ouais bah oui. À ma vraie copine que j'ai eue. Après les autres, voilà quoi. Ouais, je vois. Ouais, c'est deux boss. Mais comme j'ai boosté mon niveau, ça va aller vite, je pense. Il y en a, ils m'ont fait chier tout à l'heure, laisse tomber. Non, je suis pas monté un ouf. Il y en a que deux. Aïe. Je fumais. Aïe, aïe, aïe. Et il me fait mal. Genre il me voit. Merde.
I've never seen such a radical mutation. Could it be a new stage in the disease's evolution? So the husband had an affair with Doris Fletcher.
Mais tu joues à quoi? Mais je joue à Vampyr, ça a bougé un peu. Ah ouais. Ah c'est dommage. Oh, j'ai gagné un fusil à pompe remarquable. Mais non. Il fait combien de dégâts? Faut que je voie ça. Ah non, ça va être compliqué. C'est compliqué ça aussi. Tu sais moi ma première copine je l'ai eue à 16 ans. J'y pense encore des fois. Ah, t'as fait quoi? Ouais.
Why are vampire hunters sniffing around here? I need to find out what they're up to.
Ouais, je vois. Ouais. C'est la merde. Tout dépend. Tout dépend, ça fait combien de temps? Ouais, moi il me faut beaucoup plus de temps avant de m'attacher. Ah, moi, il faut maintenant. Ouais. Si, moi, ma première, je me suis attaché direct, mais maintenant, il me faut au moins 1 an avant de m'attacher. Bah, maintenant, oui. Depuis que le thème a détruit. Ah, ah bah, ça se peut. Bah, d'un côté, c'est mieux, ma gueule. Tu vas profiter. Ouais, mais elle le voit peut-être pas comme ça. T'as quel âge? Ouais. Aïe. Bah là, t'as juste rien à faire en fait. Là, tu la laisses.
It's locked, all right.
Envoie-lui un message subliminaux pour la faire réfléchir. Ça c'est mauvais. Fais pas, arrête. C'est mauvais ça.
I can't believe
Non,
I'm
harcèle pas
doing
comme ça,
this.
c'est pas bien.
This woman's body has multiple lacerations. They're deep, too. Whoever did this was driven by rage.
Ouais bah oui, ça me tape. Ouais. Elle a quel âge? Après voilà, elle a 19 ans. Si c'est pour boire un verre, ça va encore. Tant qu'elle se bourre pas la gueule à être ivre-morte et à pas savoir ce qu'elle fait.
He had his tongue removed and his eyes gouged out. He was a victim of
Ah non mais
brutal
je comprends,
torture.
c'est de prendre soin d'elle. T'es un con, t'es
This
comme moi.
one's neck is broken. He was young. Probably the son.
Ouais.
You thought I was dead
Oh,
too?
la gueule qu'elle a, elle.
No, I was just pretending.
J'ai un boss à niquer là, je pense.
You killed your family.
Là, je t'ai défoncé, ma gueule. Ah, tu étais encore sur live? Elle va me dégommer, je pense. Ah non, ça a l'air d'aller en fait. Attends, ça c'est une attaque forte aussi. Ouais, la merde. Ah ouais. Tu vois comment je la déboîte. Attends, je vais changer d'arme. Miskin, la pauvre. Bah, c'est celle-ci du coup maintenant. Ouais, c'est pompe le meilleur. Mais après, arme à feu, après les deux meilleurs corps à corps, c'est les deux que j'ai là sur moi. La masse pour assommer et l'autre pour faire du dégât. du coup j'étais où? Là.
So, this girl took lessons at the famous Doris Fletcher
Elle est où la
acting
meuf
school.
que tu dois trouver un antidote pour le... Bah, pour plus qu'il y ait de vampires quoi.
Doris Fletcher seems to be the missing link.
Tu dois
Can't just be a
créer et trouver,
I should go to her.
c'est compliqué. Non, j'ai pas envie de me faire emmerder là, attends. Je vais passer par à gauche. Non, je l'ai plus. Non, je l'ai perdu. Ouais. Ah ouais, tu l'as dit. Un 17. Si. Ah non. Après la conduite, c'est au calme, les doigts dans le nez. Ma copine. Parce que ça faisait 2 ans que je l'avais pas taffé. Ah, c'est salaud ça. Ouais, moi j'étais resté 4 ans avec elle. Avant que je lui fasse un coup de... En fait, c'était compliqué à moi. Ce qui s'est passé, c'est... Oh, le fils de petit maniqué. Ouais, de ouf. Bah non, pas là. Ouais. Ouais, c'est ça encore plus compliqué. Ouais, ouais je comprends. Oh, il se passe quoi? Oh non, faut que je les tue. Bon, en fait, moi, c'est... Tu vois, j'étais... Il y a un moment... Enfin, au bout de 4 ans, tu vois, je commence à rebédave et tout. Et je commence à rebédave. Et du coup, c'est... Et du coup, c'est pas... Ouais. Et du coup, c'est pas compliqué. C'est ça. Et bref, c'est pas compliqué. Moi, c'était mon anniversaire. Et puis, elle avait dit qu'elle voulait être chez ses potes et tout ça. Du coup, j'ai dit ok, nique sa mère. Et en fin de compte, c'était une surprise le lendemain matin et elle est venue me voir. Sauf que moi, j'avais fait nuit blanche, tu vois. Et je venais juste d'aller me coucher quand elle est arrivée. Et mon père, il est arrivé dans ma chambre, il m'a réveillé, il me fait ouais Julien, il y a Clara devant, machin, occupe-toi-en, moi je dois partir, machin. Sauf que vas-y, moi, j'étais tellement défoncé, voilà. Bah, en fait, je suis sorti, je l'ai fait, mais de toute façon, tu m'avais dit que tu voulais pas passer, alors maintenant rentre chez toi, je sais pas quoi. Enfin, j'étais défoncé. Mais depuis ce jour-là, elle m'a fait un coup de pute et après, en fait, elle s'est remise avec moi pour me détruire complètement. Pour me faire la même chose. Et du coup, de là, j'ai essayé de mettre fin, enfin, voilà quoi. Bah, ça fait, je sais plus, ça fait longtemps, c'était à... Je me suis séparé d'elle à 18 ans, ça fait bientôt 4 ans. C'est ça. Ouais. Non, c'est pas ça, c'est... Ah, non. C'est pour ça qu'il faut faire bellec avec les meufs. Ouais, tu vois que t'es pas le seul con. Non, tu m'entends? Tu m'entends? Allô, allô. Attends. Tu m'entends là?
En fait, je t'entends sur le live, mais je t'entends pas dans le...
Tu m'entends? Ouais. Ouais, non, j'ai fait quoi? Je sais pas, moi je veux pas tarder en fait. Et en fait, depuis tout à l'heure j'essaie de me motiver à me coucher, mais je suis tellement à fond. Aïe. Après j'ai téléchargé Call of Duty. Call of Duty War, celui avec Warzone. Même si je veux pas faire du Warzone, mais... Si tu l'as, on pourra s'en faire. Ah. Bon alors attends. Moi je l'ai installé tout à l'heure. J'ai fait 2-3 games. Bah après j'ai réinstallé mon jeu du coup, Call of Duty. Ouais. Pour télécharger l'autre. Parce que c'est un jeu complet que j'ai dont j'utilise.
I should be able to get in through that.
Oui et non, t'as pas d'hardcore. Mais oui. Ouais, je sais pas. Je sais même pas pourquoi vous êtes embrouillé réellement. À part que t'as pas de taf.
Ouais, j'ai pas de taf et la pute, du coup, vas-y, moi je lui ai fait, ouais, vas-y, moi je te calcule même pas, c'est pas grave, maintenant. Ouais, mais laisse tomber, je suis un ouf. Après, je suis timide envers sa famille, ça la saoule, j'aide pas, tu vois, mais moi si on me demande pas, en fait, bah,
Ouais.
tu vois, me demander, tu me demandes avec plaisir.
Ouais, mais du coup, elle veut plus, elle veut que tu... qu'il répète que t'aies pas besoin de lui demander. Enfin, qu'elle ait pas besoin de te demander.
Woe to you, nations of
Bon, après c'est la maturité dans un couple, c'est compliqué à voir. C'est... T'as des délires. T'as des délires où t'es pas trop mature tout le temps, mais... Bah après, ouais, faut être un minimum mature. Ouais. Ouais, après c'est...
Mais j'arrive pas à me décoincer depuis gamin, je suis comme ça. Je sais pas comment je pouvais faire pour me décoincer du cul.
Bah tu deviens animateur.
Ouais, mais ça, y a pas de soucis, tu vois, avec les enfants. Je suis pas coincé.
Bah avec adultes. Moi j'ai fait les adultes handicapés, laisse tomber. C'est là que c'est là que tu deviens mature. Quand tu dois t'occuper de plus grands que toi, l'âge de ton daron qui peuvent te foutre sur la gueule à tout moment. T'inquiète même pas que tu deviens mature vite.
Après, je pense que je suis assez mature pour gérer ça.
Après ouais, mais...
Après, si je veux pas la perdre, c'est à moi de faire le taf.
C'est ça. Bon, là je vais avoir un putain de boss à niquer, je crois. Plus pour ma gueule.
Who are you? You who dared enter my realm.
Oh là là là, c'est quoi ça?
Worship or mock?
I'm here to put an end to the vampire epidemic, Miss Fletcher.
Ah. But Doris
Ouais, non, c'est la merde.
no more. She was consumed by this putrid flesh that now enshrouds her.
You feel
non,
anger
pas là.
for what happened.
Pas là parce que je leur dois des sous, c'est
But
pas
I
tard.
can help you.
Enfin, c'est pas les RSA, c'est Pôle emploi, moi. J'ai pas l'âge encore.
Doris Fletcher is no more. All that remains
86 €, mais je leur ai dit, moi, vous me payez, moi je vous paye.
and the queen she'll be. Until then, all shall die. For that
Si, quand ils me donneront.
was her final wish.
Bah, mes sous.
Come to me.
Bah, de Pôle emploi. Enfin, chaque mois, ils me donnent 500 € normalement. Bah, parce que j'ai taffé. Ah bah oui. Non, grâce à mon taf d'animateur. Ah ouais, c'est long par contre. Je sais plus c'est combien de temps, mais c'est super long. T'as des heures à avoir avant de toucher une certaine somme et après ça compte par semaine, enfin par temps.
Your hand is shaking. Behold, Kinsman.
Ok, je vide ces balles de gun.
Slayer, the disgrace of she
Ouais, elle m'a fait
will she be the queen again once they all share her fate? Hear and obey.
Je sais quoi, ça marche. Ouah, t'es masques qui m'a fait. Elle est dingue, elle. Wesh, comment on me touche?
My children of the night. Fight! Maim!
Wesh, arrête de me dégueuler dessus. Oh, sa grosse main.
Your blood will be
Oh merde, c'est vrai, je suis encore sans gun. J'ai le déballement ça. Oh non, ça j'ai 3 balles, on va les utiliser. Allez, ça c'est fait.
Wait. I beg you, wait.
What?
I don't want to die.
And I did not come to kill you, Miss Fletcher.
Will you spare me then? Save this cadaverous carcass of mine. Does your heart beat a little faster now? You fancy me then, Doctor?
No, Miss Fletcher. My dead heart will beat for only one.
Ah!
Ah non, elle va vouloir.
Is she pretty? Is she sweet and tender?
To me, yes.
Ah! I hate her already.
I know. And this is partly why you must be destroyed.
But you just said...
That I did not come here to kill you, yes. But I realize now the threat you embody must be stopped.
Sa grosse main, mon pote. Headshot, t'es mort.
Will you?
Sa grosse main, headshot, t'es mort.
You were Doris Fletcher. The greatest actress
au
of
boss
her
que je viens de
generation.
niquer là.
No one can take that from you.
C'est une meuf avec une grosse main, c'est une mutante.
And farewell.
Ah bah elle se brûle.
Farewell, Doris.
Adieu Doris. Saleté de Doris. Tu nous en as fait baver.
Bravo! So dramatic. I love it.
McCullum!
How strange I seem to find you whenever I'm inquiring about that Skal infestation.
I mean you no harm.
I'm not here for you. But once I've put all the pieces of the puzzle together, I'm sure we'll have a little chat. You and me.
Stay away from me, McCullum. You and all your war dogs.
That I can't guarantee, Doctor.
Bah oui, t'inquiète pas.
But I'll let you go. For now.
I should probably leave the theater right now.
De quoi?
The West End should be safe now.
Mais non, c'est une blague, c'est des piges. C'est un truc que j'ai vu sur Facebook, tu vois. Bah, je sais pas, c'est... Sur la photo, il y a marqué pour les geeks, là. Mais ça existe même pas, je suis sûr. C'est trop le bâtard. Je vais pisser dans la bouche, bâtard, tu vas voir. Quel jour j'ai acheté ça? Regarde la photo, il y a marqué Facebook en dessous. Guignol. Ouais, c'est ça. C'est pour jouer avec ma bite, les pilules. Ça le fout.
These people want me dead. I need to leave now.
Voilà. Oh non, j'en ai eu 3. Ouais, des vraies relations. Ouais. Mais après, c'est pas resté longtemps. De quoi? Voilà, une 2 ans et une 1 an. Ça fait pas longtemps que bah non.
So Doris just needed to be close to her audience to inform them. Contagion through skin. Very disturbing.
Oh merde, je suis dans le cul-de-sac là. Longtemps. Putain, je suis dans le cul-de-sac, sa mère. Oh là là là, mais c'est quoi ce bail? Voilà, faut me casser là. Ouais. Putain, je dois aller où? Mais c'est parce que tu veux que je dise quoi? Je vais pas pleurer enculé. Ça batte là. Vas-y, je t'écoute. Pas pleurer. Ah, ça fait du bien. Ça te déprime encore plus, bâtard. Oh putain. Ah non, en ce moment je suis défoncé. Bah j'y pense encore des fois. Mais...
t'as des regrets ou pas?
Ah bah oui.
Si t'as des regrets, vas-y.
C'est pas possible. Parce que maintenant c'est fini avec elle. Ah my gueule.
Je lui dis ouais, j'ai des regrets, sa grand-mère. Après, si elle accepte pas que tu fumes.
Après, voilà. Moi je pars du principe que t'acceptes pas que je fume, bah tant pis.
Après, ça la dérange à ce point. Parce qu'elle, c'est une meuf carrée.
Always
Ouais.
a pleasure to see
Bah
you,
oui,
sir.
c'est ça.
Welcome back, Dr. Reed. For as long
Non,
as I've
même
been a
pas.
member, I've never
Quand
seen so
j'étais avec
few
elle, elle avait des
vampires
problèmes au
attending
cœur.
the club nights.
Et voilà
Elizabeth.
quoi.
I've been formed.
But it's you.
Please for
You said.
and the sec.
I must admit the guard of Priwen impressed me. They must have
Putain,
spent
il est où
years.
cet enculé? Arthur, Lord Finney, c'est pas là, c'est Red, je sais pas quoi. Ah, il est là. R.
Welcome back to the Ascalon Club, Lancebearer. Please tell us the good news.
My
Putain, faut que j'aille
hypothesis was
pisser.
correct. Doris Fletcher was the source of the contagion in this part of town. She was probably the first to be infected.
And you cleansed her before the hunters, I've been told. Well done, Dr. Reed. You thrust your lance and pierced the very heart of the corruption.
I'm just a doctor.
The important thing is, we won
Chez
a
moi.
major battle for the survival of London. For that, we salute you.
Thank you, my lord.
Now, I have another task for you. One of the utmost importance. Perhaps even more so than the previous.
I'm listening.
It's time for you to perform a most sacred duty for the club.
Mais fais pas ça, arrête,
I
connard.
want you to recruit a new vampire.
Parce que c'est
Recruit
pire.
a new vampire.
Et puis même, faut qu'elle voie,
Are you
il faut
sending me
qu'elle...
on some sort of diplomatic
Wesh,
mission?
tu lui as dit je te laisse et au final tu la harcèles.
I want you to
C'est elle
make
qui te laisse.
Aloysius Dawson Ekon he deserves to be.
I'm not sure I'm the best candidate for such a task.
I can hear the hesitation in your voice, Dr. Reed. I admire a man of principles. But in this matter, there is more at stake than your moral comfort.
It's not a moral question, Lord Redgrave. It's the responsibility of giving immortality to a man I barely know.
Nonsense. Aloysius has been a member of the Ascalon for years. This is but the fruition of a long-held plan.
How would you like me to proceed?
Aloysius is waiting for you at the Dawson estate. Once the deed is done, I'll join you there to celebrate this momentous occasion.
Your word is my command.
Après, voilà. Viens, on fait une soirée, viens, on se famille, viens, on se...
Are you all right, Jonathan?
Lord Redgrave has just ordered me to turn
Je
Aloysius
vois pas.
Dawson, to make him my progeny.
I see. And how do you feel about this?
Aloysius Dawson is the richest man in England. He'll be a very useful resource for the club.
The real question here is, why has his lordship given you this task?
Do you think it's some sort of trap?
Do you really want to know what I think about this?
I do.
Non,
yes.
j'aime
To
pas, je
make an
non.
immortal of a soulless blackguard like Aloysius Dawson will only lead to a disaster for London. The man is already dead
Il est bien
inside.
Vampyr.
Should I refuse? Perhaps politely suggest that Lord Redgrave turn the man into a vampire himself.
Don't you dare, my dear. According to what I've recently discovered, his lordship could kill you for even broaching the subject.
Really? Why?
I've recently found proof that the Earl of Bristol is of lesser lineage and only capable of creating skulls.
Please tell me more about your recent investigation.
As long as you lower your voice.
What would you have me do about Dawson?
The man is dangerous. Did you know he plans to build a wall to separate the healthy rich from the sickly poor?
Do not make him your progeny.
What would you do?
The man's dying already. Let the Reaper harvest the rotten fruit that is his soul.
What would happen if I made Dawson an Ekon like myself?
You would add a powerful immortal into a suffering world. An immortal who already craves authority.
Maybe I could teach him control, like you taught
Non,
me.
bah ça.
Lead him down the right path.
Mr. Dawson spent his life searching
Bah
for
oui.
a way to cheat death. I'm sure he spent
J'étais parti en
decades
Espagne.
dreaming of how he'd spend eternity as a tyrant.
Are you sure your information about Redgrave is correct? He says he's the progeny of the great knight William Marshall, who lived some 9 centuries ago.
That's a lie. Lord Redgrave is unable to create anything but skulls, if the poor souls survive at all.
How can you be sure the information was correct?
I made the acquaintance of a most interesting informer while investigating your maker, from whom I learned the truth about Lord Redgrave.
Why so vindictive? You suddenly sound like you're angry.
Forgive me, Jonathan. I hate myself for it, but I feel such pride in my discovery. I'm afraid I just can't help it.
Which is?
He did serve William Marshall. And yes, the blood he covets as a token does truly belong to that legendary knight. But he was never his progeny. His lineage is not so noble.
Goodbye for now, Elizabeth.
Goodbye, my dear. Please, be careful.
Ah, putain. Paquet de shit. Look about me.
It looks like vampires have to obey Mendel's laws when producing progeny. Powers pass from one generation to another. That's why Dawson wants me to sire him.
tu vas dans la chambre, tu pourrais te rouler un joint. À prendre les boulettes
A
par
restaurant
terre.
where the guests are blindfolded before being seated. Intriguing.
Mais tu la trouves comment ta thune? Tes parents?
Là, j'ai plus rien là. Là, il m'en reste un.
Tes parents, ils payent?
Non, pas pour ça.
It's locked.
Ah,
I
je
should
me
find
démerde.
another way to get into the neighborhood.
Non, t'es un ouf ça. Ah, je me démerde comme je peux. Ouais, mais ça c'était la dernière fois. Là, c'est remboursé depuis, ok. Non, j'ai dit c'était la dernière fois. Pas dit c'est la dernière fois. T'as dit quoi? Oh bah tout dépend. Comment je vais la couper?
T'as déjà une plaquette à 100 grammes?
Bah oui. Mais souvent un
I
peu
think
plus.
this passage could lead you close to Aloysius Dawson's mansion.
Après ça arrive, des fois c'est moins. Ah si, c'est sûr.
You cannot win this! This is my territory!
J'arrive. toujours raison. Sauf quand j'ai tort. C'est vrai.
I have this thirst for blood.
No one can hide
Oh,
from
Columbus.
Ascalon.
Il est fort.
No one can hide from Ascalon.
Quel jeu? En même temps, c'est de la merde. Une heure après, le qui se réveille. Ouais, on peut dire ça comme ça.
Qu'est-ce qu'il fait?
can't believe I'm doing this.
This is now my domain!
Are you all...
Who are you?
My name is...
I'm Louise.
I believe...
That monster.
You're safe now.
Thank you, sir.
Goodbye, Miss...
Do you remember if we've seen someone recently?
Good evening, sir.
Yes,
That's
well,
I
I am.
Odd. You from what?
It's
what?
Because then
What
he
is that?
Pericles. I
Do you need my...
indeed
You have...
sound.
Who...
The more, but what I don't know. Have you at least
What
you should
Goodbye for now, Mr. Baker.
Hello again.
Goodbye for now. Good evening.
Dr. Reed?
Is there any...
No, it's just...
I think...
That's all.
I'm afraid... Tell me... And because we...
What? I'm not...
Can you... Please.
Do you... Yeah, but do we...
And what...
But does it... I just... I get it. But is...
What...
If you... For the time...
Hello.
Allô, Shadow.
Hello.
Tu m'entends, tu...
Who are you?
I really... This, but what... Well...
Pète un plan de cœur.
What can you...
I've...
Do you need my medic...
I'm a...
I don't want...
Says it.
Goodbye, Mr. Baker. Goodbye for now. I cannot...
Du poulet.
Enter.
Et ouais. Petit sandwich, je crois. Oh, t'aurais dû te faire un sandwich.
Je prends le cheeseburger ou épicé?
De quoi?
Je prends le cheeseburger ou épicé?
Bah je sais pas moi. Bah toi choisis, enfoiré. Cheeseburger et épicé. Tu prends les deux. Bah les deux. Bah boute-moi. Je sais même pas il est quelle heure là. Non, bah je vais pas tarder là.
Je vais essayer de dormir.
Ah ouais, c'est mieux. C'est mieux. Tu vas déprimer. C'est la triste réalité. m'étonne.
Mais toi, tu peux plus passer pendant 5 ans.
2.
2. Tu le repayes, hein?
Ouais.
C'est combien?
Ah, le prix d'un permis. Ah non, c'est le code, je crois, ou la conduite. Je crois que c'est juste le code ou la conduite, je me rappelle plus. Ça va faire un an. Enfin, je crois. Ouais. C'est la vie. Oh, bah oui, ça tu l'as dit. Mm.
Par exemple, il n'y a personne qui a du bédo.
C'est ça.
Vas-y, bro, j'ai tellement envie d'être avec elle, là, de parler.
Bah, calcule-la pas, voir ce qu'elle dit.
Hein?
Le truc impossible. Ah, qu'est-ce que tu racontes là?
Tu m'as dit quoi?
Calcule-la pas.
Ah oui. Moi, je me dis, gros, je ma vie avec toi, carrément. Exactement. C'est à moi.
Oh merde, un bout de poulet qui a sauté. Il est vivant le con.
Ne mange pas là. Là, tu vas bouffer la queue.
Ouais, c'est ça, il a sauté le con. Bon, niveau 30. Niveau 32, je vais m'arrêter là.
Tu t'arrêtes là?
Ouais.
Tu vas?
Non, pas encore. Je me roule un pétard, je pense. Non, pas encore.